What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Dolphins Daily, your daily dose of Dolphins content. With your boy Chris Kane, let's talk about the Dolphins. We're going to start with a quick injury update. Rasul Douglas, D. Eskridge, and Chop Robinson were out of practice again today. It seems like none of the three are going to play on Sunday. This is a very sad outcome. Obviously, Rasul Douglas has been our best corner. Chop has been underwhelming, but still, should be a top flight edge, and then D has been on our punt returns mostly, occasionally our receiver as well. It's We're going into a game against a division rival with less bullets in the chamber. There's no way to say it. Are there guys who can step up? Possibly. I think Ethan Bonner will probably step in for Rasul. I don't the DN situation. I guess you got to get a little bit more out of Chop. Kick return. Can Jalen Wright hop back there for kick return? Can we put Malik Washington to get a little bit more love? We can find guys that can kind of plug and play, but obviously it's not the guys that you want to be out there. You don't want to be on second team, third team. You just don't want to be on that, and especially a game like this. The season is the season is, but it's still Buffalo. It's still a thing of Buffalo's been basically our division daddies for the last 5 years. There's no other way. It's no cool way to say it. It's been, oh, gotta go to daddy's house, and then Buffalo just does what they do. It's been very frustrating because there's been a lot of games where the Dolphins were like right there, and then they'll make a mistake late in the game, or we'll let Josh just drive the we've had chances to win, and then we've been blown out a lot. I don't know the last time we were favored playing Buffalo. It's been years. It's been years. Like the matchup is, oh yeah, Buffalo's got it. Next story, but this will probably not help our chances in the game. Maybe guys can galvanize and rally around. Hey, let's just kind of win one for the Gipper kind of thing. But it just feels like you coming into a game a little bit short-handed. You don't want that. We'll see how it plays itself out. Now I gave you guys my feedback on the trade deadline thing about how it didn't make any sense to me. Like, why would you fire your GM and then not make a ton of moves? It didn't make sense. So Dan Orlovsky works on ESPN. He does a bunch of stuff. Like he is like a NFL countdown, and he's like on five different channels, five different shows within ESPN. But he played quarterback in the league. He's an analyst now, and he called the Dolphins the biggest losers at the deadline because of the lack of moves they made. This is a much longer quote than what I'm putting here, but I couldn't I couldn't put his whole thing. He went on a little mini tirade. This is what he said about the Dolphins. He said, "You're going nowhere right now. This team is devoid of talent. We've already fired the general manager. You have multiple people that teams wanted in there on their roster. Jalen Waddle, I would have moved Waddle. Really good player. I would have moved Waddle for more picks. Bradley Chubb, really good player. I would have moved Bradley Chubb for the future. Minka Fitzpatrick, I would have moved Minka Fitzpatrick for the future." I'll be honest, I don't disagree with any of this. I said, well, the Jalen Waddle thing I disagree with. I like Jalen Waddle. And they were asking for like a first plus. I don't think they would have even gotten a first round pick with Jalen Waddle. So it seemed like they really didn't want to move from him. I for sure would have moved on from Bradley Chubb. The Minka Fitzpatrick thing is really just about what do you think his value is. If you think he's, you know, Kyle Hamilton, I think is getting 20-ish million at safety, and he's the highest paid. But Kyle Hamilton to me is a standard deviation better than any other safety. I think he's tremendous. So if you're like, okay, cool, Kyle's in his own tier. But if you think Buda Baker and those guys, if you think that's where Minka is, do you want to pay him that much money? I personally do not. I did not want to pay Javon Holland. I said that many times on the show when he was still part of the team. I was like, listen, I'm a fan. He's a really good player. I'm not paying you $15 million. Sorry. Sorry. I'm not going to do it. When we got Minka, I got really excited. Y'all know this. I'm not paying Minka second, third best safety in the league money. I'm not. I would much rather maybe take a chance on one of the young guys we have now. Go get a free agent for a year, maybe like a not this particular player, but a Harrison Smith type player, a Justin Simmons type player. Plug Finn for a year, even if he's good, if he's not good, what have you. Draft and develop a new guy, and then not pay a safety any money. Like you can't spend that much assets on that kind of player. So I for sure would have traded them. And honestly, listen, Rasul Douglas could have probably got you a fourth round pick back. Are you going to re-sign Rasul after this year? He's on a 1 year deal. Are we going to sign Rasul to a, let's see, the top corners are making almost 30 million now, 30 million a year now. I think Sauce is making over 25. So if you think Rasul's a tier 2 or tier 3 corner, you're talking anywhere from 12 to like 18 million. Are you going to give him 3 years, 54 million? Like, is that what we're doing with Rasul? Is that what we're doing going forward? I don't think that's what the plan is. They might be. I like Rasul. He's been good. I mean, he's hurt right now, but he's been good. And if we think, he's going on 31. If we think he has a couple more years left, 2 years, 30 million, I don't hate it. If that's like the for sure plan. If the plan is we'll figure it out in the offseason, then I don't like the plan. I think he's played well enough to get himself a contract, but I also think that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. There's so many good corners in the draft. Now, we have not been great in the draft. Fair enough. We've missed on corners on Cam Smith. We've done that. I get that. But you can't. We have so much money devoted to Tua, whether he plays, gets cut, or gets traded. Well, the trade would be nice. But if he plays or gets cut, we have a lot of money devoted to him. We got to pay Devon Achane, it seems like. I don't see a scenario where we don't pay him. But it just, I don't know. I don't love that we held on to guys who I don't think the team sees a long-term future with. I believe they see a future with Jalen Waddle, so Jalen Waddle shouldn't be traded unless you make me just an offer I can't refuse. I don't think Bradley Chubb. I think Bradley Chubb is very likely to get cut or traded in the offseason. Very likely. So while people are desperate now in season, I feel like we could have kind of like squeezed some people. Rasul was kind of been a surprise. We were playing around in the offseason. We met with him, lowballed the offer, went to the Chargers, came back. A lot of stuff went down there. I don't know. The biggest losers, maybe that might be a little heavy, but honestly, I don't think it's that far off. Given the state of the team, you fire the GM and then you basically make one very obvious trade. Good trade though. The Jalen Phillips trade is a very good one, so that's why I'm reluctant to say biggest losers. If you say the Dolphins lost at the trade deadline, I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. Biggest, I don't know. Honestly, I think the Cowboys lost. Like they went and got a Cincinnati Bengals defender who arguably the worst defense in the league. I don't know what they're doing over there. And they gave up a ton of assets for Quentin Williams, who's older, and there's a lot going on there. But I don't disagree with the sentiment of what Dan is saying, where it's like you're already bad. You got rid of your GM, and yet you're holding on to all the players that the GM picked. What are we doing? If you're going to start over, start over. Do what the Jets did. I know the Jets are terrible. We get it. I say it all the time. Jets are awful. But I agree with what the Jets are currently doing. Now, they have shown they are not good with picks. Dolphins have also shown propensity to not be good at picks either. But give me the picks with the possibility of being good. I might get it wrong, but I'll get a couple of them right. They did draft Sauce in the first round. Jets got one right. Like, we got Waddle in the first round. We got that one right. We got Devon Achane in the third round. We got that right. So you can get it right occasionally. Give me more cracks at it. All right, we'll figure it out. I just think that we're in this purgatory that doesn't make any sense. And I don't know what we're going to do the rest of the season. The Dolphins have also released Tanner Conner today. Tanner's a tight end. He's been on and off the team for the better part of 4 years. He's been one of those guys that we will play well in the preseason. We'll hype him up, and then he won't make the 53-man roster. He'll be on the practice squad. We'll pull him up when guys get hurt. We put him back down. He'll come in the game and not really produce, but we'll say every offseason, Tanner, he's a little bit of development. He will get him there, and he just never developed. This is a very Cam Smith situation where somebody who we thought with enough time, TLC, can get to a certain place, just never got there. Like, he simply never became a good enough player to really be a bona fide starter. I mean, we went and got Darren Waller and paid him $5 million. So if Tanner was doing what he did, we could have paid him half that and gotten, comparable production. He just hasn't been particularly good. We did not, make a corresponding move to this, meaning we didn't, get another tight end. Darren Waller can come back from the DL, IL, IR. It's like IR. He can come back from the IR after this week. So he can come back for the Commanders game. I don't know if he is. We were led to believe that his chest injury was not season ending. I have not heard any updates on that recovery for that. But if we take him off the IR, then I assume then he is good to go. Darren Waller has been in and out all year. He's been hurt a lot. But if Waller's coming back, then this is cool. You're also banking on Waller being healthy for the rest of the year, which I don't know why we would do that. He literally got picked up, hurt, played, and then got hurt again. But hey, I'm at the GM. I just played one on a YouTube show, so we'll see what happens. But shout out to Tanner. I'm sure he will end up on someone's practice squad sooner than later. And honestly, he could end up back on the Dolphins practice squad and then back on our 53 at some point, depending on how the rest of the year goes. If Waller ends up out for the year, I can see them trying to go poach him again, bring him back and tell us the same story that it told us the last few years. Hey, man, that kid Tanner, he's got something, except for now he doesn't have a job because we let him go today. Shout out to Tanner. We wish you the best. And you'll probably be back at some point. We'll see. So I watch a lot of football outside of the Dolphins, obviously, and one of the big stories from a week ago was Lamar Jackson came back to the Ravens. We know he played us and beat us up. We know that happened. But one of the things he did when he came back is that he told the equipment people, hey, get all those games and toys and stuff up out of here. We're 1-5. Why are we playing games and having fun? And some people were like, how dare he? And a lot of people were like, yeah, of course. Why are you playing games and playing pool and doing? Y'all are 1-5. Do you care about the sport? Like, what are you doing? And he said, basically, I'll get all that nonsense up out of here. And then Baltimore's won the last two games. They look great. They look like they, are poised to make a run, possibly back to the playoffs. So the Dolphins decided to follow suit today. They got rid of our card table and our Pop-A-Shot basketball game. That's the game where it's like, choop, 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 that thing. That was in the locker room still, which is crazy. At 2-7, we still had these games in the locker room. And finally, it was like, hey, let's get these things out of here. Too many distractions. I will say 4 games too late. But, good is good. The games themselves aren't the problem. It's the idea that I don't know who called for these to be removed. I haven't heard any player's name be attached to it. This may very much just be, hey, that worked for Baltimore, monkey see, monkey do. Let's just do what they did. I would have loved to see Tua step up to the plate and be like, I haven't been leading the team well, and those guys know that. I'm stepping my game up. I think, though, we got to lock in as an organization. I think we should get rid of all the toys, all the games, card rooms, Pop-A-Shots, skee ball. We getting rid of all that stuff. We're just locking in on football for the rest of the year. Go Fins. I would have loved to see him say something like that. Now, Tua would say it in roundabout language. Don't get me started with Coach McDaniel. It'll be a 44-minute press conference to get that little tidbit out of it. But the idea of this makes sense to me. There's been distractions around this team since the offseason. Since Tyreek Hill said what he said, it's been distractions. It's been, is Tyreek going to stay? Is Tyreek going to go? Who are they going to draft? Is Tua going to play? Is he concussion prone? Is Coach McDaniel going to be there? They're on a hot seat. They're one of the bottom 4 rosters. The GM's going to go. It's been that the entirety of this year. There has not been a time when there wasn't some level of a circus around the team. First game, they got blown out. Is this the end of McDaniel? Tua's overthrowing people and throwing picks. Tyreek's on the sideline blowing up. The whole season has been some version of a distraction. I didn't even know we had these in the locker room. That they were leaving the field, which was not going well, having horrible press conferences, and then going back into the locker room and playing Pop-A-Shot. That's crazy to me. This should have already been out. But you know what? It's never too late to make the right decision, right? We could have done this weeks ago. I would love the coach. If Stephen Ross came out and said, hey, we got to do better by the fans. And we can't do better by the fans if we don't put as much into it as the fans do. The fans are giving up time, money. Their fandom, sweat equity, whatever that looks like, to just watch us not perform our best. And then we get to just go back and just play around. One of the stories that bothered me the most, this is a basketball cutaway, so just stay with me, is when James Harden played for the Rockets, and he had a game where I think he shot 2 of 13 or 2 of 14 for a game. And then that same night, he was at a nightclub. I would have been, as a Houston Rocket fan, get this dude out of my city. James Harden is a Hall of Famer, all-time great. We get that. But if you played that badly in a closeout game, and then you think I'm about to go turn up, then you're not my people. That's where I'm at. You're not my people. Some people say, hey, that's how he unwinds. Let a man cook. Let him cook. Just not in my kitchen. You're not my people. If you start season 0-5, and you're over here yo, man, I'll meet you at the card table later, you're not my people. Maybe at the house with your wife and the friends, fine. In the locker room, lock in. Especially if you're not winning. Lock in, man. Get distractions out of there. Just, I'm not here for it. I'm happy they finally did it. I hope that makes us play well against Buffalo. Again, we're, I think, 8.5 point dogs last time I checked. It could go up. We'll see what happens, but I'm happy we made the right move. Let's just get rid of distractions and just play football and hopefully try to salvage some version of the rest of the season. But as always, y'all, thank you for tuning in to Dolphins Daily. We appreciate the love and support. Thank y'all for the likes and the subscribes. We'll see you next time on Dolphins Daily. Peace.